So in this exercise, we're going to explore the advanced jazz piano voicings from our Advanced Piano Voicings Vol.2 book. While in Volume 1, we focused on individual advanced voicings, in Volume 2, we're going to look at new voicings over important cadences like 2/5s, 2/5/1s, and extended dominant sequences. So, voice leading is going to play an important role here. As in Volume 1, we wrote a simple melody and harmonized it using the voicings in the book. And stick around until the end of the video where I'll show you how to download the PDF with the complete score for this lesson. Also, if you're interested in learning all of these voicings, check out our Advanced Voicings Volumes 1 and 2 with daily exercise in all keys on mdex.com. Voicing 1 for a 2/5 that targets a major chord. This cadence is ideal for a 2/5 of 5 because it targets a chord that could be dominant. So if we're in the key of F major, the 5 is C7, and a 2/5 of C7 is D minor 7 to G7. The important thing is that the D minor 7 includes an appoggiatura, the B flat that resolves to A. Remember, B flat is a diatonic note in our key of F major. Also, the G7 voicing is made up of two upper structures, an A major triad and an A sus2 chord. This adds the sharp 11 to our dominant chord, which is an essential note in a 5 of 5. In the key of B flat, we would have to play a 2/5 of F7, which is G minor 7 to C7, like this. Voicing 2 is for a 2/5 that targets minor. These 4-note voicings are very effective in jazz. Notice that on the F minor 7 flat 5, we're playing the root and the 11th of the chord instead of the expected flat 5. The 5 chord is a 7 sharp 9 rootless voicing with a perfect 4th on top, A flat to D flat, and the guide tones on the left hand. And we added the root of the 5 chord, B flat in our case, for context. Over a B minor 7 flat 5 to E flat 7 sharp 9, we would play this. Voicing 3 is for a 2/5/1. In these voicings, we're combining upper structure chordals and triads. The 2 chord uses 2 chordals, or sus4 chords. Remember, sus4 chords are just inversions of chordals. A C sus4 over a D sus4. The 5 chord uses the upper structure triad of the tritone substitution. So over a G7, we play root and guide tones on the left hand and a D flat major triad on the right hand. And for the 1 chord C major 7, we play the major triad on the 5th degree, G major, on the left hand, and a sus4 on the 3rd, E sus4, on the right hand. Over a G minor 7 to C7 to F major 7, we would play this. Voicing 4 is for a 2/5/1 in minor. In these voicings, we're going to use 1, 2, 3 clusters like this. Remember that clusters create a very dense sound that, out of context, might sound wrong at first glance. So on a B minor 7 flat 5, we play 1, 2, 3 on the left hand. And notice that we're using the natural 9. And on the right hand, a minor triad on the 3rd of our chord, D minor. On the E7, we're going to add the flat 13 inside the tritone created by the 2 guide tones on our left hand. And the right hand is going to be an open voicing with the flat 9 below the root And we're also inserting the flat 13 in the middle of the voicing. And finally, we resolve it to the 1 minor 6, A minor 6, with a 1-2-3 cluster on the left hand and a 5-7 sus on the right hand. Over an E minor 7 flat 5, A7, D minor 6, we would play this. Voicing 5 is all about 5 ones in minor. On an A7 to D minor 6, we're going to play this. For A7, we're playing the guide tones on the left hand, and on top, a major triad on the flat 6, F. But notice how we're alternating the top note C with a B flat. These are the sharp 9 and flat 9 of our A7 chord. Sharp 9 and the flat 9 are two tensions that can replace each other or be used together. And that's exactly what we're doing here. And on the D minor 6, we're playing root and guide tones on the left hand, and the major triad on the 5 chord, A, up on the right hand. Over a D7 to G minor 6, we would play this. Voicing 6, 2 5s that target a minor 7 chord. These voicings could be played rooted or rootless. So in our example, we've added the roots of the chords using rhythmic displacement so you can try them and hear them in context. We've used different techniques over each voicing. On the E minor 7 flat 5, you can think of stacking 2 major 7 chords without the 5th. One on the 3rd of the chord and the other one on the 5th. So over E minor 7 flat 5, we can think G major 7 and B flat major 7 like this. On the A7, we're playing the guide tones on the left hand, and on the right hand, a 2 chord with a flat 5 in second inversion. That's a B chord with a flat 5. Notice that the D sharp is the sharp 11 of our A7 chord, and it can resolve to the 5th like this. And finally, on the D minor 7, we're playing a double appoggiatura like this. The left hand is playing the major 7 chord on the 3rd, F major 7, and resolving the top note E, which is the 9th, to the root D. And on the right hand, we're playing the minor 7 on the 5th, A minor 7, and resolving the top note G, which is the 11th to the 3rd, F. Notice that we omitted the E on the A minor 7 upper structure to make the appoggiatura resolution more obvious to the listener. Over an A minor 7 flat 5 to D7 to G minor 7, we would play this. Voicing 7 is all about extended altered dominant sequences. Listen to it with the roots. This is a very effective way of voicing extended dominance. Notice that the first chord in our sequence sounds like a minor 7 chord, but it could be an altered version of A7 with a sharp 9. Remember, the sharp 9 is the same note as the flat 3, but to make it easier to read, we decided to notate it as an A minor 7. The left hand is just made up of guide tones. And the right hand is using voice leading with 2 perfect fourths and 2 upper structure triads. So on A minor 7, we just play the 5th and the root. Then we move up a whole step, creating parallel fourths, and get F and B flat, the sharp 9 and the flat 13 of D7. Then we use contrary motion to play a major triad on the 6th of our G7, which is an E major triad. And then we continue with the contrary motion and turn the E major triad into an A flat major triad, which is now the flat 6 of C7. Finally, you can resolve it to an F major 7 for context. In the key of B flat major, we would play this. And by the way, in the book, we give you exercises to practice all of these progressions in all keys, and also the complete harmonic progression that we used to harmonize the melody in several keys. We have also included the lead sheets with just the melody and the chord symbols in all keys, so that you can challenge yourself and play it using these voicings by heart. So visit mdex.com if you want to check out this book along with all the other amazing content that we offer. All of our members will receive a PDF with the sheet music for today's lesson and a discount promo code for the workbook. So if you're not a member yet, what are you waiting for? Click on the join button down below to become one. And if you want to access all of the previous content that we've published to date so far, check out our MDEX Music Journal on mdex.com. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next video.